Hello. So, today's build kind of disappointed me, not gonna lie. It's a snowball fountain. I got challenged to build this, so I thought I'd build it for you guys, and I'm gonna challenge you guys to build it because it's really stupid looking. Anyway, it actually looks pretty cool, but I used some ice, some stairs, obsidian, snow, command blocks, and observers. Don't copy mine, make your own, because mine is kind of weird looking and there's some problems with it as well uh, during the process of building it, just because I like things to be even and look perfect, and it never does, so I keep changing things and everything. You guys do you, though. So what I'm doing is placing observers at the bottom, because if you don't know, two observers that are facing each other create a redstone clock that's very fast, as you can see here. Both arrows need to be facing out for it to work, but that little red dot is flashing. That's what's going to power our command block. And yes, this build does take command blocks, and it does use commands. The main thing I want to point out is the command, and that is a pretty simple command, which is coming up soon. And pretty much, wow, this is a long process of me just trying to figure out these observers. Okay, we may need to skip all this. Okay, so here's all the observers done. Now I'm going to work on the actual fountain part. So that's done. And now I'm going to put a command block in here. Very nice. Now, I put a command block on top so that it gives it the kind of like peak. It's like, you know when you place a water bucket, it kind of flows over the block. I want to give it that kind of feel. So that's what I did there. I'm going to cover all that up real quick. Yeah, and the reason this isn't actually a tutorial video is because I do want you guys to make it your own, and there are some problems with the build, actually. So I want you guys to not have the same problem. So the main thing is the command blocks and the command actually in it. It's a very simple command. It's summon Snowball. And I think that's just a very funny command. Summon Snowball! It's kind of silly, but yeah. And then it creates snow on top of the command block like that. The main thing about this is you have to do coordinates. You have to find the coordinate and then put it in your command block like I'm doing right now. Once you get your coordinate, then you can go right back down to the command block. I suggest writing it down in case you have a memory like me that absolutely does not work very good. So then you want to put your coordinates right after summon Snowball and make sure there's space in between them, each pair of coordinates. Yes. And make sure you're using your coordinates as well, because if you use my coordinates right here, it's not going to work for you. But make sure you're the one who actually finds the coordinates. You can put the coordinates up on the corner of your screen, and all you have to do for that is go to settings and then click the button that says show coordinates. So don't worry about that. I'm going to quick do all of these so you don't have to watch the process of me doing it over and over and over again. There we go. Now I like to fill it with ice because it just gives it a kind of like frozen water type look, like it's in the winter and the snowballs are falling down on top of that, and I think it's a really cool look, especially in a winter setting. Oh, I messed up on the stairs, but that's okay. And the reason I'm changing the stairs is actually so that I don't have to move anything or change. It's just the way I built the top of the water fountain, I guess you could say, or snowball fountain. I built it in a different way than I originally had, so it creates this problem, which I have to now fix. So yeah, pretty much I just like to put the ice in, and then, so how I'm going to fix this problem is I'm just going to wire some redstone from these observers. I think that would be the best option, because then I don't have to do that whole observer thing again. I mean, I'd only have to do it twice, but still, I don't really feel like doing that, because that was, yeah. And I'll still get the same tick from it, so might as well. And then that will be powered, and then we'll do the same thing on this side, because I am lazy. Ha! That's a new one. Not really. And then I'm going to fill the rest of it with ice because it's still a nice look. Now I want to do these commands for these blocks. Summon Snowball. It's so silly. Like, that's a command that you can use. I was trying to figure out how to make this snowball fountain, and I tried dispensers and slime blocks, throwing snowballs up and down. And I figured that this was actually the best way. When I first summoned the snowball, it was like just the poofy white stuff coming out of the block, and I was like, what the? But then I realized, oh, if you put the coordinates above it, then the snowballs will fall. So, that's cool. Yeah, so pretty much then I did this for my fountain, which I still am not quite sure about. Tell me if you guys like it. I don't really personally like it, but it was a challenge that I beat, so yeah. Alright, so that's looking good. Now I'm going to do the top. This is what I was talking about earlier, that I like to put the little peak type thing. Put in the command real quick. Okay. Alright. What's going on? All my coordinates are right. Okay, so the reason this one wasn't working actually was because I didn't have a redstone going into it. So that was kind of not working. I mean, I don't think you have to have redstone into it. You can change the type of command block, but I don't feel like doing that. I'm just going to put the redstone in. That's probably more work, but I really don't care. It's okay. And then this. No, go down. Okay, there we go. Now it's, there we go. See, then there's that peak looking thing, I guess you can say. And that's one reason why I use the staircases here, is to cover up the wiring, or not wiring per se, but the observers, because those are kind of ugly, unless you're using them for something. But anyway, see, now you get that nice peak, and yeah, that is our video, guys. I also have a special shout out today for Crucial Gaming. They decided to shout me out, so I was like, hey, I'm going to shout you out now. Hot. So, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and Crucial Gaming should be right up on top of the screen, next to me.